welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Braden Timmons, and in this video, I want to talk about the new Grudge poster that was just posted this morning. Today is, gosh, I have to look at the date, October 22nd, 2019. The film comes out January 3rd, 2020. I'm literally sitting here, I'm doing a bunch of grad school homework right now. I'm really overwhelmed, but I actually wanted to talk about something just to kind of give myself a little break from the studying, and I want to talk about stuff that I love, and that is movies. So, news came out today regarding the Grudge reboot that is coming on January 3rd, 2020, like I just said. And my overall thoughts of this movie is I'm worried. I mean, I do like this poster. This is the new poster that was posted today. It's from Sam Raimi, who is a producer of Don't Breathe and Evil Dead. He was also behind The Grudge from 2004, which is the first remake of the Grudge movies. And as many of you have probably seen it, it had a sequel. It actually had two sequels. It had a straight-to-DVD movie with The Grudge 3, and it had a theatrical release with The Grudge and The Grudge 2. So my thoughts on this is that I am actually worried, and the reason I'm doing this video is because the trailer officially drops this upcoming Monday. So it'll be here sometime next week, or on Monday of next week. So I'm worried about this movie for a couple of reasons. One is because this movie comes out January 3rd. This is the first horror movie we are getting in January of 2020. January movies historically have not done very well at the box office, or they do well, but they're normally cheap, garbage horror movies that are just kind of thrown into theaters just to make a lot of money opening weekend. It's Hollywood's way of just making their money. And then two, this movie has been all over the place, man. I mean, this movie was in production last year, it was in production last August, and it was slated to come out June the 21st of this year, which would have made it compete with Child's Play and Toy Story 4. And truly, I think that this movie would have just gotten demolished by both of those. I mean, for the most part, I think Child's Play had a pretty decent run against Toy Story 4, at least that opening weekend, but Toy Story 4 blew everything out of the water. But for the most part, I thought that for a horror film, Child's Play did relatively well. The Grudge, if they would have had that movie coming out that weekend, it would have been pretty bad, to be honest. I mean, because it would have just been competing with two movies that had more of a brand name to it. Now, also, this is an international movie because this originated in Japan. The first Grudge movie was actually Japanese. It was called Ju-on the Grudge, and then they had Ju-on 2. Two movies that I actually I think it's terrifying. I really do. It's the 2005 or the 2004 remake. Upon rewatching it now, it doesn't really hold up. It's not as scary as it was when I was younger. I mean, I could still watch it and enjoy the heck out of it and watch people who see it for the first time get terrified and everything like that. But this poster actually has a scene from that movie it's the shower scene. So, you know, it's like you're washing your hair and the hand is coming through the hair. It's creepy and everything like that. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with this movie because it says comes a twisted new vision. And my biggest issue, I think, is the fact that Kayako, the girl with the long black hair, the ghost girl, was always the most terrifying part of the Grudge movies. And now I think that they're shifting gears a little bit. I know that the house looks completely different. This no longer takes place in Japan. This takes place in America. And as far as I'm concerned, the images that have been released, that's these images right here, if this is the girl, if this is the ghost, if this is Kayako herself, I'm not really too thrilled because she doesn't really look that terrifying. Now, the film is rated R. The film is rated R, and that could speak volumes. I think that it's going to be very violent. I think it's going to tell... that alone got me excited because I was like, okay, The Grudge 3 is actually the only one that I think was ever rated R. I think Ju-on the Grudge and Ju-on the Grudge 2 was PG-13, and then when the remakes came out, those were also PG-13, and The Grudge 3 was the only rated R one. So I am curious to see what they're going to do with an R-rated perspective, and I don't really know too much about the story yet. All I know is, like, based on some of the articles, we follow some sort of detective. There's, I think, 3 different stories in this movie, and that's another issue, guys, is that it seems like it's going to be all over the place. And like I said, it really comes out in early January, so I've got my fingers crossed. I just wanted to get my initial thoughts out there so that way they're out there. The last video I did regarding The Grudge was actually in almost a year ago. It was almost 1 year ago. I think I covered it in early November of last year when we got the first official image from the movie. That was when it was slated to come out in June of this year. So with that being said, guys, post your guys' comments down below. Let me know, what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for The Grudge 2020? Whatever your guys' thoughts are, leave those comments in the comment section. I absolutely love to read them. And stay tuned on Monday for my trailer reaction to The Grudge. I am excited to see what they come up with. I'm curious to see the trailer. I've been looking forward to this trailer all year, and it's finally coming Mondays. So thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. And if you guys like this, don't forget to join me on my journey to 5,000 subscribers, and I will see you guys in my next video.